have everybody using PCC, electronic health record. I've used it for years, even when I was a DON for 20 years at the facility I worked at. So very familiar with it. As far as uploading documents and getting them in, that's why we're interested in looking at this. We have people within the facilities that do it, but it just doesn't seem like it gets done quick enough to have all the information in the chart that you need to be looking at. So excited to take a look at this.
And
Yes.
that's a very common thing we hear. And honestly, that's where this came from. So, we all come from nursing homes, and so that's where these things come from. We're not just software developers. We've been in the business forever. I spent a lot of time in med rec, and that's where this came from. It was really to help it make it not only faster, but also, what I saw when I was in med rec was things weren't getting uploaded because truthfully, just it was a lot of work. It took a while, and so things didn't get in there quick, right? Because I had always had these stacks of paper, and so we built this app to not only does it make it faster, but that it allows you to get your documents in there quicker and complete. And so that gives you the ability to provide better care and get those charts up to date. So I think you'll really like that part about it. Couple things about it. It's web-based, so you don't install anything. It's locked down to your facility's IP addresses. So if you are trying it from home, it's not going to work. We do offer remote access. It works just like PCC. You can use two-form authentication and you can have remote access. You guys set that all up. It is connected to the PCC marketplace. So when all your admissions, all your residents, all your categories, everything we need to know is in here. You don't update our system at all with all that stuff. It works. There's three primary ways you get documents into our system. Okay, I got my screen shared. The very first one, and I'll just start with the easiest one, is your PDFs that are drag and drop. So let's say a doctor or somebody, hopefully not a doctor, but somebody emails you a file, a PDF, and you want to put it in here. I can drag and drop documents right here to this top right corner, and they're going to upload. They're going to do a couple scans, and then they're going to show up on this thing. The second is eFax. What's different about our solution is that we don't sell eFax numbers. We want you all to own your own eFax numbers. If you already do, fantastic. As long as it's HIPAA compliant, we'll work with our system. If you don't have any fax, I can give you some great recommendations and you can turn some on. But we want you guys to own those numbers. Just from my perspective, I've bought apps before and we've used the phone number and then we didn't like it and we lost the phone number, and that's hard to come back from. So we just want to make sure you guys own those numbers, and that way it works really good. It allows you the freedom to change your vendor and all that fun stuff as well. But as long as it's HIPAA compliant, it'll work in here, which means that when you get a fax, it'll go directly into our system. And you can also fax out from our system, and there's no charge for that whatsoever. And then the big one is your scanners, right? So any scanner, copier, device you have in your building can be configured to work in our app. There's multiple ways we do it. Kind of save you some of the nerd stuff for a little bit, but there's multiple ways we do it. And so every device has the ability to work within our app. So I'm going to just start going through it. I'm logged in here. What I do when I scan a document is I can go in and I can click the document. Now I'm going to see the document right here. Okay. And there's four things I have to know when I'm pushing a document to PCC. What is the effective date? Which resident? Which category? What do you want to name the document? Those four questions are right here. So by default, we pick today as your effective date, but you can change it. These are my residents. Again, we pull these from PCC, so you don't update our system at all. Last name, comma, first name. The D is for discharge. You'll have an A for active. If you're doing pre-admission stuff like waiting list or CRM, you'll have an N there for new. So you have all those people as well. And then there's my resident ID. I can scroll down that list if I want, or I can just start typing anything. I can search first name. I can search ID, resident ID, whatever I want, and it's going to find that. And then these are my categories. So everything you have under miscellaneous documents in PCC currently for your categories are going to show up here automatically. If you make changes, it reflects on here within a few minutes, and then it'll be in here. So I can either scroll all the way down. Let's say I want to do progress note. I just start typing it and it's going to find it. The very last thing here is, what do you want to name the document? By default, our system will set up to take your category name and put it in there, but then I can add to it. Let's say it's a progress note and I want to put a date in there. I can type whatever I want in there. And then all I have to do is hit one of these two green buttons. They're both going to upload to PCC. One of them is going to upload and then just take me back to the home page. One is going to upload and just load up the next document. So if I've scanned a bunch and I want to go really quickly through it, I hit that button. I'm going to go back to the home page and we're just kind of do this every time. Oops, sorry, I got logged out. So that is all you would do, and that is going to push that document over to PCC. It'll be in the chart within 60 seconds. There's nothing else you need to do. What's great about our system is if there's any kind of outage, I gotta grab my phone and get that code. If there's any kind of outage or any kind of trouble at PCC, our system is just going to keep trying to send that document until it makes it in there. So you don't even have to worry about it. In fact, most people don't even know there's an outage anymore. It just, that document will get in the chart the second it goes in there. So let me show you what it looks like in real time, right? So I go in here. Oh, this is for Karina Bailey. Boom, I hit Karina Bailey, pick my category, upload it in homepage, and that's it. That document is on its way to the chart. I don't have to go into PCC. I don't have to do anything. That's it. Makes sense so far?
Yep.
Cool. Let me show you some of the other features that I really like about it. So here's an example. I got a 12-page document. Let's say it was a fax that came in or I just scanned it. But not all 12 pages are the same resident or they're not all the same category. I want to break it up in somehow. Well, I click up here at the top where the scissor tool is. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I can see, I can scroll down. I can look through the PDF. Oh, there's page 4. I can look at, I can say Karina Bailey, pages, well, oops, activity, oops, spelled right. 1 through 4 go there. I could pick another resident. I could pick the same resident. I could do whatever I want in here to break this PDF. I'm going to say pages 5 through 8 go there. Maybe pick a different resident or the same, doesn't matter. Different category 9 through 12. And when I hit split, it's going to take that one PDF and break it into the 3 pieces I have selected there. And now 3 documents just went into the chart. And I only had to do that with 1 PDF. So that makes it really nice when you have fax turned on, or let's say you're scanning a bunch of documents at one time. You don't have to split up that PDF. Our system will do that automatically for you. Okay. So I'll just hit that again real fast. Go in here, click the scissor tool. I'm going to break this into 2 pieces for you. Let's say it's both for the same resident, but pages 1 through 12 are psychotropic, and I'm going to pick the same resident. I could pick the same category. A lot of times it might be, maybe you have 3 progress notes you want to separate because you want them to be individually, loaded into PCC. You can do that as well. Hit split. Now I have that 1 PDF. 2 documents are on their way to the chart. So that scissor tools are even more powerful way and faster way to get documents into PCC. One of the features I really like about it, when I was in MedRec, this would happen to me all the time. I would go to upload a document in PCC, and you get to that very last step, and you put the PDF, do a little thing, and it says, "Hey, that PDF is too large. You need to break it into other, multiple sections." So what our system is going to do, let's say this is a kind of a bad example because I picked a really small file here, but let's say your maximum size you can upload is 20 megabytes, and this file is 29 megabytes. Well, you would have to break that into 2 pieces, but our system's not going to make you. It's going to accept it right here. It's just going to take it. And then when it gets to PCC, it's going to look like this. Part 1 of 2 and 2 of 2, and it'll do that automatically. You won't see that right here, but you will see that in PCC when it makes it to there, because we know when we send it, how many pieces it has to be broken into. And the record is 68. So someone had a giant PDF they did, and our system had to break it into 68 pieces to get it into PCC. So that's a really nice feature. Again, it'll do that automatically. There's other things it does where it'll do some compression. It will not change the quality of the document at all, but some scanners kind of send heavy documents, and so we'll do some compression without changing the quality. It'll do that, and then it'll send it. It'll also remove blank pages. So if your device sends blank pages, our system will remove those as well. Any questions on the uploading part? I'm going to do a couple more, but any questions so far?
So
No,
just so I'm following you, if it's a big document and it has to break it down and you put it in there, it's going to show in PCC on the miscellaneous tab, then part 1, part 2. It's going to be
it'll look
labeled
like
that way.
this. Like it would go 1 of say 3. This is what it's going to look like in PCC.
Okay.
So you'll have 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3.
Three, three.
It's just not going to show it right here because we don't know how many times we have to cut it up until we try and send it to PCC. Kind of this funny thing with PCC is some people's maximum is 5 megabytes and some people's is 25. And there's all in between there. And so when we try and send it, it tells us, and then we chop it up and do that at that point.
Okay.
What I do know is a lot of times when people activate our app, PCC moves them to the maximum automatically. I can't guarantee it, but I have seen that a lot. So I think it's like an older, depending on how long you've been with PCC, kind of where you started is where, unless you've said something, that's kind of where they keep you until you say something. But um, okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay. So the eFax integration, let's talk about that for a quick second. Let's say I want to take this one page. Let's say I'm looking at it, go, you know what? I got to fax that over to the doctor's office and then I want to put it in the chart at PCC. Well, I can go here to this eFax tab and that top number is my number. And I'm going to put in wherever I'm going. Now, your version has an address book here so you can save numbers. My demo version doesn't, but you have an address book so you can save people's numbers and names. I can save a cover page in here and I can say Dr. Jones, right? And whatever you want to go, your notes, whatever you want to put on your cover page. I can have it email me if there's an error or, just email me when the fax goes through no matter what. And then I can either send eFax and delete the document or send eFax and send to PCC. So I'm going to do that. Now, a fax is getting queued up to go out, and then I can pick my resident, pick my category, upload in homepage. And so what's really nice about that is I didn't have to leave the system. I didn't have to print, scan, do anything weird. I do it all from here. And because we integrate with your existing fax carrier, there's no charge for it. It's going to go just through your carrier that you're using now, and it'll log it all there. It'll do all that there as well, but you can do it from within our system. So if I go under eFax right here, here's a log of everything I've sent. This one is going to get queued up any second now, and it will start sending as well. So it'll keep a log of it in there. It'll also email me because I did pick it, to email me as well. And then when you get a fax, let's see if I got one in here. Nope, I don't have any. That one will come in a minute. It'll say eFax right here. I can then click it and upload it into the chart as well. One of the things I always tell people about the fax is you can do so where it says manual upload, that's because I drag and drop them right here. We call that the manual upload. If it's a fax, it's going to say eFax. Your copiers are going to say copiers. You can set up users in here. So let's say you have an eFax set up. And when you get a fax, Denise wants to see them, but Deborah, she doesn't want you to see those faxes because that's her number. You can set up your user so that only Denise sees the faxes, right? And then Deborah doesn't. Or maybe you guys have your own fax number and you can set it up that way. So you can set it up in multiple ways with folders and permissions per user, which makes it really nice when you're integrating, let's say you put 2 or 3 copiers in your building. Our app is flat rate. So I always tell people put it on every copier you can in your building. And that way you can have a lot of people helping you scan as well. So the security in your users is pretty nice in there. We do track everything that's in here. So if you go under residents, this is a log of everything that was uploaded. This is the chronological one. And then this is by resident. So I can see Karina Bailey, she's discharged, but I did upload 4 documents. I can click it. This one here is blank because I'm a demo. It's going to delete it in a minute, but you'll have a log like this where it says uploaded to PCC on this date at this time, and that stays forever. We never get rid of that. What does happen though is when we push that document to PCC, they send us a code back, says, hey, everything was great with that PDF. We remove it from our system at that point. It's already in your chart, so we don't need it in ours, but we will keep that log forever. If PCC is having some issues, if they're down, if they're doing maintenance, a lot of our customers use this 24/7. So, Saturday at 2 a.m., PCC is doing maintenance. You can just keep using our system. All your documents just get queued, and every minute we try and send them. And then when they turn back on, we push everything over so you can keep using it, even if PCC is down. Here's that fax. So it looks like that fax we sent just went through. So I should be able to go in here. Yep, here it is. It says eFax, right? So I would look at this and say, oh, you know what? This is that fax I just sent from Dr. Jones. That goes in Karina Bailey's chart. It's her influenza consent. I don't have to print the fax or do anything. Boom, it just goes right through that. If you have multiple locations, you're going to have a corporate tab. And what's nice about this is you can give it to certain people. Not everybody gets it, but I can see which locations are using it, how much they're using it, what categories, kind of get some analytics in there as well. And this is where you would go in and set up things like your users or your IP addresses and stuff like that. These are all my users, shows you if there's been login problems, the IPs and that kind of stuff, and as well as a log for everything that was uploaded. And that's a per building thing. So a couple things I like to highlight here under settings. I won't waste your time and go through all of them. It's pretty easy to think that when you click password, you're going to change your password, right? But one of the things I like to show is training. We are a high turnover environment. And so we do have videos on here. So let's say you have a new med rec that comes into a building. You can click training videos. They can watch videos. They're great. I always recommend clicking free schedule free training. You basically go here, you pick your date, you pick your time, and then they get free training and they'll get one-on-one with someone on our team, hands-on, right? They'll get on their screen, they'll show them how to do it. It's always free. So if you ever need training or if you're onboarding people, click that button and that's always free. And then along those same lines is support. Support is 8 to 5 Pacific time zone. And during that time, you can click here and you can chat with someone in real time. So if you're having trouble or you need help, click this button. You're going to chat with one of the techs out here, right out in front of my office here. They're really fun and they're just fun to chat with if you need help. And we just keep it live because, like I said, we all come from nursing homes. We know that support is really critical. You get it fast because you got to care for people. And so we do that live. If it's outside of those hours, they're going to get back to you the second they get in. And we do monitor on weekends too. So if it's Saturday, there is someone that watches that on the weekends as well. Two last things I will cover for you is I don't know if you noticed, but when you're in here, there's point click care, eFax, and there's an HRIS tab. Something that we're finishing now is just like you can scan to PCC, we want our app to be able to scan into your payroll system as well. So let's say you're using ADP, Kronos, UKG, any of the big players. We're testing that now with them where you can upload a document into an employee file. So if you're doing, let's say, uploading nurse certifications because you want to keep them in your Kronos. You can do that as well, or onboard information or anything that you have for an employee, you could do that as well in here. That is being tested right now with some of our buildings. You'll probably get more information towards the end of summer on that for the big carriers, probably the end of the year for like the pay columns and the smaller ones that are coming out. But that's something we'll be offering as well. And then one last thing, and I don't have it in my demo yet, but we are replacing this audits button with a DocuSign integration. So if you guys use DocuSign or Sign Now or anything like that, what's really nice about our app is you would create your document, and I have a video, I can send it to you, but you can create your document in DocuSign, and then you click this tab in here, and you'll have all your documents you've created. You click it, you also click your resident, it'll pre-fill the document for you, so it'll put your resident name and any kind of information we have, and then it'll send that document out for e-sign, just like using the DocuSign network. It's not us, it's you're using DocuSign. And then when that's done, it comes right back in here. Under here, it would say DocuSign so that you can push it into the chart super fast. That one, they're in the final stages of testing as well, probably 60, 90 days out max from that one. And so David can get you more information on that. And when that comes online, there's no charge for it. It's just a part that we integrate with DocuSign and Sign Now as well. So two last things I really like about that are those integrations. But that was a lot, and I went kind of quick. Any questions or anything you want me to go back through?
I don't
I-
think so.
No,
I-
I don't think so.
We do use DocuSign for all of our admission packets, so I kind of like that feature if that's coming.
No.
Yeah, it's we tried, like, we actually helped PCC do Document Manager years ago. Don't pick on us. It's kind of a clunky system. It didn't come out exactly like we wanted, but it's a great idea. And I think about 3 or 4 months ago, they came to us and some of the other developers and just said, "Hey, we're going to get out of that market, start building your apps to integrate with these bigger companies." Because at the end of the day, DocuSign's pretty awesome. It's reasonably priced. It works really good. Everybody knows how to use it. And so they just said, start building your apps for that. And that's why we did it. And a lot of our customers either are already on DocuSign or are moving there. And so it really makes it nice that you can just integrate in there, and you can do it in any way you want. Some of our customers are not doing the pre-fill thing. They just want it when it's signed to come back through into our app, and you can do that as well. Some of them use the pre-fill thing as well. However you want to do it, it's just a matter of set it up, and we help you do all that, and then use it however much you want. Again, there's no charge for that at all. So
I'm
awesome.
assuming since everything's integrated through PCC, it's all HIPAA compliant.
Yeah, all of our stuff goes through their checks as well. We are SOC 2 Type 2 as well, so we do all of that. HIPAA compliant, SOC 2 compliant. Obviously, we're on their marketplace, so they push us pretty hard in all those areas, and but yes, we have all that as well.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you for jumping on, ladies. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Yes.
I know, and speaking with Steve and Amber, they're like, please, if there's anything we can do to get a trial, we're raising our hand, nominate us. So we'd be excited to push forward with that. But I'll follow up with Steve and team, just let them know that we spoke. And I will highlight or at least update with an email as well, and just kind of get you some information. In terms of pricing, it is a tiered structure. Like I said, I'll highlight it for you in the email, but it's for 1 to 2 facilities, it's $149 a month. When you go from 3 to 49 facilities, it goes down to $129 a month, and that's unlimited users, unlimited scanners, which we recommend, obviously. And then our contract's really simple as well. It is just month to month. We're not going to tie you into anything. There is a 10% discount if you do commit to a 24-month term on that. But like I said, we're trying to keep it as simple as possible and just kind of get this tool in your hands. So I'll follow up with an email. It just kind of highlights that. And I did record this as well if you want to share it with anybody else on your team and just kind of pick their brain on how impactful it would be for you guys. So I will highlight all of that and update you guys. And it was a pleasure to meet you and connect. And hopefully we can link up again soon.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you both.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ladies. Have a good rest of the week.
You too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.